Hi, welcome back everybody to Reverend Sam and the Church of the Spinning Wheel. I haven't done one of these in a long time, but today we're going to review these Guitarin wireless systems for guitar or bass. And these aren't the cheapest that you can get on Amazon, but they're close. They were $63.95, and of course Amazon Prime. I've been playing with them now for a month. I've had them for a month, and I was finally ready to do an in-depth review on them. To start with, they're really, really light. These add really no weight to your guitar whatsoever. But at the same time, they feel, kind of cheap, really fragile. I mean, I don't know that they are. I have dropped them a couple of times, and they haven't broken, but they sure feel like they could very easily. The battery charges up really quick, actually. I usually play about 2 hours a day. I never turn them off. Even when I'm not playing, if the guitar is just sitting in the stand, they're still on. As long as the amps are on, they're on, basically. And they've never dropped signal or done anything like that. The batteries have never just suddenly died. I accidentally left them on for about 6 hours one day, and they were still going. So, I mean, the battery life is pretty good. I don't know if it's exactly the 8 hours that they say on Amazon, but they last a really long time, and they charge up, with probably an hour. When I left them on for about 6 hours, it took about an hour for them to fully charge again, and that's not bad. So for this test, I just wrote a couple of very, very simple riffs so that I could play them side to side or back to back. So we could get a real test of how these sound versus just an average like $15 chord. It's just a 10-foot regular instrument cable from Sam Ash. I think it was like $15. Nothing special, versus how these sound. For the high gain test, I'm playing through an Orange Crush 120. And all of the effects, anything I added to it, which was just a little more overdrive and a little bit of reverb, was via a Helix floor. For the cleans, I'm using a 1967 Fender Twin Reverb Blackface edition, and everything is EQ'd exactly the same. All of the miking is exactly the same. I didn't touch a thing between wired and wireless. The only thing I changed was whether or not I was running through a cord or these. So we will see a side-by-side test, and hopefully you'll be able to hear the difference, because there was a difference. After the tone test, I'll give my thoughts on these $64 wireless setups. Okay, so welcome back. Hopefully, you were able to hear after YouTube adds its compression. Basically, what I found, because I've just been playing through these since I got them. I have not used a cord since in my daily playing. Basically, because it was really convenient, and I wasn't ready to do a side-by-side test until I really saw how well they were going to work day to day, whether or not the batteries were going to live up to the hype and all that. So basically, what I found out is on the cleans, these add a ton of distortion, like a lot. The low end really breaks up with these to the point where I wouldn't use these if I was playing in like a country band or something where I was playing a lot of cleans through, say, a Fender amp. I would not want to even use these on stage. The high gain stuff was a lot less noticeable, but when I sat here and went back to back here in my DAW, which is Reaper, it was really clear that with the wireless, I was losing a little bit of reverb and I was losing a little bit of presence. Like it was cutting a little bit out of the mid range and a little bit of the out of the body of the tone, but not really bad. I would say these would be perfectly fine if you were playing live and you were playing stuff that was more high gain, metal or hard rock and roll. I think you'd be fine with it. I don't think anybody would be able to tell the difference. In the studio, you could definitely tell the difference, and I'll be going back to just using a cord for all of our Full Metal Mel recordings with me and my wife, and the stuff that I do on Facebook, because it wasn't a huge difference on the high gain, but it was a difference. There was definitely a slight tonal deficit on the high gain with these. So that's about it. No good for the studio. I wouldn't play clean live with them because it's going to add a lot of breakup that you may not want on your amp. And I think they'd be fine if you were playing bars and stuff and playing, metal. I think they'd be fine. I don't think anybody would notice. For $63, I don't think they're bad. Like I will continue to use them when I'm just sitting here practicing just out of convenience. It's nice to be able to walk all the way around the room and adjust an amplifier or, and honestly, in the room, I didn't really notice that much of a difference in the high gain stuff really at all. On the recording it, I definitely did, but in the room, I didn't really notice. So in a practice environment, these would definitely be fine. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next week.